couple of minutes early here, but here comes the final professional event here in Brighton. Craig Marsh from Wales against Christophe Lambert from France. Christophe just won the leg. Christophe won the leg, yes. And we have Mel Harley here, our senior tournament referee. He'll be officiating. There'll be a 1 minute shot clock and 90 seconds for the first shot after the break. Just to give it a little bit of extra time to select which colour to go for and how to finish off the frame. So should be a fantastic final, this two very open pool players. Christophe's very, very reflective the way he plays, and Craig is a very natural quality cueist, so it should be a great final. Both at the top of their game at the moment. Christophe had a fantastic semi-final last night against Ben Davis, being 7-3 down, came back to win. And Craig's had a bit of a rough ride, but he's managed to battle his way through, so he's a fighter, as we know. Doesn't seem to know when it's over, and he makes sure he gets the right result in the end. So here we go, Christophe the break.
First frame, Christophe Lambert's break. Time running.
Here we go. Ball's potted, so Christophe retains control of the table. It's just a case of selecting which colours to go for. As options here, you could drop this red into the middle bag and then play the red up the side into the corner, flicking off the yellow, which would open up the pocket to the other red. Exactly how he's playing it now. So you can guarantee this red won't be going straight to the pocket. This will be flicking off that yellow to open up the pocket for the other red. But the key is with this shot that most of us amateur pool players would tend to forget. You concentrate so much on running this red in off the yellow that you leave the white there, and all of a sudden you've got no next shot. So Christophe is now thinking where he wants the white ball to play his next shot from.
30 seconds.
That's the shot. So he's come back a little bit far. Probably wanted to keep that white ball there to play the red he's nearest to into the right middle, but he's forced into playing that one now, but that's the ball he wanted to be on. Very good shot to find the gap through those two yellows on the side. Example of how still Christophe keeps his head. There you go. Look at that. looking to play the red on the side rail. Just run into the corner and let the white drift across the table to give him perfect position on the final red into the same corner pocket. And then the black in whichever one of the middles he chooses. There we go. Perfect. And then from there he'll just stun up and play the black into the left middle, which is looking at the angle he wants, exactly where he wants the white ball now. There we go, perfect. That's why Christophe Lambert is number one ball player in France and one of the best ball players in the world. 1-0. Craig Marsh to break. You go see Mel's stopwatch on the side of the table there. He doesn't believe in digital.
Second frame, Craig Marsh to break, trailing 1 frame to 0. Time running.
Here we go. You say the secret to good pool is to have a good break. You can see both these guys have got a very good break. It helps. Not many people win tournaments and say, oh, I broke badly all week. There you go.
Yellow ball's in play.
Another example for those guys watching that Craig Marsh, how good a cue action and very still head he's got over the shot. Just running a little bit far there, but it's okay. He'll stun this yellow and come across for the tougher of the two yellows on the right hand side of the table. There you go, banks off the cushion. A little bit far, but it's okay. Great shot he's just played there. Trace the right hand side just to hold for this yellow into the opposite middle. Just stun this one across. There we go. Perfect, perfect. Just looking at where he wants the white ball now. For the black into the same middle that Christophe finished off in last frame. Well, this, ladies and gentlemen, is how to play pool.
Frame.
1-1, both frames gone with break. Doesn't matter what rule set you're playing, they would win the same in any set of rules. If you break and pot all the balls, you win the frame. If this is any indication of the quality of play we're going to have in this final, then don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We're in for a cracker.
Third frame, Christophe Lambert to break, 1 frame all. Time running.
Another good break there from Christophe. On it, which he is.
Seconds.
There we go. Great shot. Just pop this on the middle bag, drift into the middle of the table, give himself choices. So he's going to look to just drop this in and play the other yellow on the right hand side of the table into the bottom corner. There we go. And then just run on 6 or 8 inches or so we can play this yellow. He's just lined up now. Yellow into the middle bag, and that will open up the other 2 yellows. One into the left corner, one into the right corner, and probably the black into that same middle bag that both him and Craig won their first 2 frames on.
30 seconds.
There you go. Perhaps wanted the white to run on another 3 or 4 inches. But now he's going to have to raise the cue just to get a little bit of control on this one. So he doesn't run too far with the white. There we go. Just managed to hold it for this yellow into the left corner. This is a very intricate shot now. He's just got to pinch this ball into the corner and try and maintain position on the other yellow into the opposite corner. You can stay a little bit high on this one. White going up towards the black. He's lifting the cue up now. He's going to lift the back of the cue just to pinch the white ball, just to try and get a little bit of spin on it and stun. There we go. Into the black. That's the way to play it. Use the black ball to hold the white. Now run this one in and then black in the middle.
Next batch on table 3. Billy Morton.
And there we go. 3 perfect frames of pool. Playing like this is absolutely no surprise. These 2 are in the final of the pros event. Fantastic pool. Craig.
Fourth frame, Craig Marsh to break, trailing 2 frames to 1. Time running.
Ooh.
Foul.
He's potted the ball, but unfortunately it's one of the wrong ones.
1 free shot, 1 visit. Open the table on time running.
So the first mistake in this final, unfortunately made by Craig, so let's see what happens here. Christoph's now having a good look, deciding how to use his 1 free shot, whether he develops one of his own balls that he chooses to go for, or if he puts another ball safe. Looking at the way the balls are set up, he could go any way. He's looking at possibly developing the yellows here. So he's going to knock into these 2 yellows and leave himself on the yellow that would be near the yellow spot on the snooker table, maybe.
30 seconds.
Okay. That was his free shot. He can still go reds if he wants to.
Seconds.
Yellows in play. Yellow just above the black ball will go into either corner pocket down this end. So as he's potted this yellow up into the corner, pop one in the middle bag, you have that shot available to him. Very well played shot. We are probably looking at this here. The black is likely to go into the opposite middle this time. If he drops his yellow into the right middle, runs on a couple of inches, pots the yellow between the black and the red into the bottom left corner, drifting across to the yellow on the left side of the table, pops that one in, leaves himself dead straight on the yellow to the right corner, pops that in, leaving the white where the yellow is and the black in the middle then. Sounds easy. That's where I'd try and do it, but he's actually screwing across this. Okay. Yellow doesn't go, that's why. That's a great job. There's a choice here. Put the stun up around this red, or screw into it.
30 seconds.
First mistake there for the day for Christoph. Comes here in the fourth frame. So, just see what happens here.
Seconds.
It's just a ridiculous shot. Thought he was playing a safety then. Obviously not. There we go. That was pretty conclusive. 3-1 to Christoph, and he now has the break in the fifth. Just goes to show Craig Marsh's professionalism. He's had in the chair. No look of emotion on his face when Christoph pulled off that fantastic pot on his last ball. It was just ready to get on with the next frame and get some more on the board. That's the way we should all play pool, really. Don't know what's happened to affect us. Just get on with it and do our best every time.
Fifth frame, Christoph Lambert to break, leading 3 frames to 1, time running.
Once again, very powerful break there from Christoph. Two reds, 2 yellows down. Just needs to decide which way to go about this. Red's a favourite there. Just need to see how he's going to look to do this. Potentially the red on the left side cushion could leave as a double if it doesn't sneak down the back of this yellow. Which it looks a little bit narrow there, the gap's a bit too small. So here we go. Red rules in play. So, can he play this shot with deep screw with bottom left? Does he feel like that's the shot to go for? Pop this red into the corner and screw up the side cushion into the other red? Or is he going to look to play this one down the side on the right? Yes, here we go. There he goes. Great cue in there. That's the key. Play it with the right pace. Now, here we go. Is he going to play this double? The white should come off the side cushion and flick into the yellow, which should hold perfect position for the red into the top right corner. He's already decided. There we go. played there. Look at that. Left him the choice. I'm sure he played into the top corner. Leave himself the perfect angle to screw off the red in the corner to get on the black. Here we go.
Seconds.
It's just absolutely perfect. Those shots look so simple. If you don't play pool and think you just tap the ball into the corner pocket, you're not. He played that with right hand side to accelerate off the cushion, and he's potted back. Christoph is now 4 frames to 1 up against Craig, and Craig must be thinking, he's going for a quick comfort break now, but he must be thinking, what's going on? I've had 1 dry break and a breaking dish, so he's not missed an open pot, and he's 4-1 down. Christoph is on fire. 3 breaking dishes. That's top level pool. So we go, Craig, back in the arena now. We're joined here in the commentary box by Mr. Kevin Barton, the chairman of the IPA. Fellow professional.
Hello, James.
Hello, Kevin.
So I've not seen any of the finals so far.
No.
Give us a quick rundown.
Certainly. Very quick rundown. Christoph won the lag. Broken dished. Craig replied with a breaking dish. Then Christoph broken dished. Then Craig dry broke. Christoph dished. And then
I'm sensing a theme here.
Christoph broken dished. 4-1. Craig's had 1 breaking dish, 1 dry break. Not missed an open ball. He's 4-1 down. Sat in his chair thinking, okie dokie.
So the standard's quite high then.
That's all right. I'd have either of them in my local pub team. Yeah, it's very, very good.
They're both in the semi-finals yesterday. They both came back from almost from looking like losing to claim really great victories. I mean, Christoph I think was 7-2 down against Ben Davies.
Yeah.
Went 8-7 up. Ben got it back to 8-all, and Christoph broke and cleared in the decider.
Yes.
And Craig was a bit out of sorts. I'm just trying to think who he played last night. I watched the match.
Saw Christoph. against Ben.
Did he play?
Nathan Bridges?
No, not in the semi.
Nathan in the quarters.
Yeah. It'll come back to me. He was out of sorts. He was missing pots, but he just hung in there and pulled out a fantastic clearance in the deciding frame. He did play Gareth Hibbert, did he?
Gareth lost to the film. He lost to the
Yeah.
Because Craig was playing Lee Bannister at the time.
It's been a long day. A few days I can't quite remember.
Sunday on tour, especially for you guys running it, it's a tired day.
But looking forward to the short drive home. So,
Oh yes, yeah, it makes a change for you.
I forgot to say that every event next year is being moved to Bradford, so it'll be the Bradford tour next year.
It's your tour.
It's not my tour.
I know. Okay.
It'd be nice. Wishful thinking.
It's a joke we have. Yeah, I know. No, it would be a tour if it was on your doorstep, would it?
Oh, that's right. Didn't Craig play in the semi-final last night? That's going to annoy me now.
Was it new?
No.
Next match on table
30
4,
seconds.
Matty Smith, Jason Hill.
Just have to go through all the names. Simon Ward?
No. Yes, it was Simon.
Yes, it was Simon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All Welsh battle.
There we go.
Yeah, and
30 seconds.
it looked like it was Simon's to win, and somehow Ben just, Craig just, he seemed to just pull it out of nowhere.
I saw Simon unfortunately go out of the Open. He was very unlucky. Potted a very good black and went in off in the last frame and decided. So he, a bit of bad luck in that event. So Christoph has made one mistake in this final so far. He ran out of position on the yellow. We thought all he had was a nick off it to put the ball safe, and he's pulled out the most miraculous pot into the bottom corner. White's gone all around the table and left himself a toughish black, which he potted with ease. The standard here is just phenomenal.
He's just going to screw back and glance off the red.
Yep, got enough there. Looks perfect. There we go.
Just made it. He just has maybe
Trace of
touch of right hand side, which means he won't be guaranteed perfect position on the black.
If he punches it with the right hand side, he could play black in the same pocket or black in the right middle. Or...
Not quite sure how much you can see of that. So it's going to be a punch swerve,
30 seconds.
I think, unless you can. From our camera angle, that doesn't look like it goes in the middle. So
doesn't look like it, but I think
but I presume it does.
there's a big left knuckle. It does.
Right.
Dead centre. No mistakes again. 5-1. And, well,
Craig's done nothing wrong.
2 dry breaks.
Because yesterday Christoph was a bit out of sorts. His victory over Ben Davis in the semi-final. He was. Ben's just behind us, saying 7-3 up, and basically just sat down for the rest of the match.
I was watching it. It was difficult to see.
Something obviously just clicked.
7th frame, Christoph Lambert to break, leading 5 frames to 1. Tied running.
Good to see Ben back in the mix, though. Yeah. Just as I was saying earlier, is the importance of braking.
Frame 7, balls flying in everywhere.
Another big break from Christoph.
Table 5, Liam Dunster and the Lucas.
And if that
Red balls.
If that red on the top left-hand corner goes into the corner bag, he'll be looking to gobble up these reds.
Yes.
About 10 minutes.
The French call this reflection. When
is that le reflection or la reflection?
Reflection. Oui. They call it reflection. It's the pondering over how to play the game, which route to take, which colour to go, the best way of clearing the balls.
And just to remind viewers that they get extra 30 seconds after the break. It's usually when the players need the time the most, so they get normally they get a minute per shot, but for the break they get a minute and a half. Obviously that yellow at the bottom corner goes past that, you can see there on that camera angle, it just sneaks past. He'll need perfect position on that, I think. He won't want to leave that too difficult. Slightly surprised he's not the yellows, but...
Maybe that red doesn't pass, it looks like it does pass the yellow on the top.
Sort of betwixt and between with that shot. Not perfect in anything, apart from the middle of the three yellows at the top end of the table.
What if you play the one on the left route now? Just
30 seconds.
I've not checked the rankings, but this is if Christoph is successful, it could propel him to the top of the professional rankings and be the number one at the end of the season. I'm not quite certain.
also similarly for Craig as well, having won the last event.
Yeah, Craig's in the mix. I think certainly Craig, Christoph and Gareth are the top three, I would think, in no particular order.
Exactly there.
I think they've been the standout performers this year.
Three Musketeers.
Yeah. But you know, there's so many players that have played the part this year. It's been a fantastic year, moving to the black ball rules. And
30 seconds.
I think next year it's going to be even better still. And prize money will be better. Great hotels, great streaming, great atmosphere, great conditions. I'll be sounding like a salesman soon, but
well, the next event that's going to be streamed is the IPA Super Sevens in association with EBPF, which is being held at the venue for next year's World Championships, the Magna Centre in Sheffield, and that'll be in 2 weeks' time. It'll be a 7-man team event. It'll be a great event. A lot of good players on show there as well.
As well as the stars of the IPA, we'll see the talent that's within the EBPF, because there's plenty about that we've not seen on the cameras so far, and we'll be unearthing some new names for you to see. And this looks. You should get this, but it's possibly. Oh, I used the red.
He's opened the pocket. That's unbelievable. precision. It's just, oh, guy's a machine. 6-1. Craig's not made what he's made. 1 break and dish, 2 dry breaks. Craig is sat in his chair there, totally focused on what he's got to do. Just looking at the table, getting himself in the zone. He's ready to go.
As we know, it can soon turn around.
Oh yes.
You know, the dry breaks could start going the other way, and the momentum could shift. So, yes, a big lead, but don't be surprised if we see a Craig Marsh comeback. It's dry again.
This is unbelievable.
I mean, he can't hit those balls any harder.
You break them.
He's just asking somebody in the audience if they want to have a go, because he's having no joy. And just sometimes that's the nature of the game.
It does happen. It does happen.
It's difficult to take, but we just have to take it and accept it. It's part of the game.
That's it. And work on a break that might give you more results.
6-1. Lee Anderson just in my ear there. Just couldn't be bothered to move 2 inch to see what the score was. Just had to.
Nice. The Blackball boy. Lee wanted to remind me and everyone else that he beat Shane Thompson 9-2 once. Is that right? Alright, beat Shane 9-2 once. Remind him of 15 when he had it. No, don't you vote?
6-1.
So Christoph has not got much option but to go for reds.
Great long pot there from Christoph.
So I think he'll take the red up at the top because it's by itself. And,
Yes.
He's got good shape to possibly take a plant if he fancied that shot.
Got a couple of options here. You could play this bottom red of the 3 and come round.
I'm thinking if he plays the plan, then he'll leave himself at the bottom of the 3 reds into the corner bargain. That would
Yes.
disturb the others.
Yes.
The plant it is. Just play that to perfection. Absolute perfection. That's the shot of a confident player.
It is. Very. They're tough at any pace, but to roll them in like that is, it's very good. Just looking to see how the white's going to come off this red and disturb the other 2. Wants to hit that middle red onto the edge of the 3rd red to bring them both either side of that yellow.
He's almost hit that plant too well. He probably would have preferred to be a little bit thinner on the red, so he can just glance off the yellow.
Yes.
I think the angle he's got is might not. Might just be a little awkward. Difficult to tell from here, but
It is. There we go.
not come out too well. But the first thing that's going to be going through his mind is, can he pot the red that's in the centre of the table off the yellow to free up that other red. I'm sure that's what's going to be going through his mind now.
30 seconds.
Unless he thinks that drops in the middle bag.
No.
That is very acute.
It is.
I don't think he can put this one in the right corner and bring the white across to
Time's
disturb
running
it, 'cause black's in the way.
You've got 20 seconds left and you haven't decided which ball to go for yet, so here he is. He's running round. This will be a great shot if he pots this.
So,
first boy's missed.
so Craig Marsh, this is your
Yes. Chance. Immediately looking at this yellow on the right hand side of the table, working out how he's going to get that one.
just landed a little straight on this one.
Yep.
I don't think he'll be worrying about the yellow on the right hand cushion. I think he'll be playing for that's his last ball. To leave the black into the left corner. So he may just stun the white here and leave the a bit more angle than I thought there. He was okay there. That's a well controlled shot.
Right. Play this yellow into the top corner. It doesn't go into the middle. Drop perfectly on this one. Here we go. Just give him a nice angle. Come back up for the other yellows.
Just made it.
Certainly did.
Just made it. He may be tempted to take this one on the rail now whilst he's got perfect position on it.
Yes. Well played. Didn't want to risk trying to screw back for the yellow into the middle. Just make sure the pot.
I think he might have screwed back if he'd been 6-1 up.
Yes. And the reds went all open. Perfect.
It's nicely played. Nice control.
Frame.
That's a good clearance from Craig. You know, it'd be very easy to let his head go down, 6-1 down.
Definitely.
But he really worked that dish out well.
He did.
And give it 100%. So that's good to see.
Yeah. And his touch was there, which is good, because yesterday Christoph's game against Ben, as Ben was saying, he was 7-2 up, and then it went back to 7-all. Then Christoph won 9-8 in the end. But it was the way the game was going. Christoph had Ben sat down for half an hour. When he did get to the table, he had no touch. He was running out of position with all the shots. He was overhitting, underhitting, and Craig has just come to the table now and mopped up perfectly. He's managed to maintain that touch, which is so difficult to do.
Yeah. There's a few tricky little shots that could have gone wrong quite easily there. It's good to see because yesterday he's let his head go down a little bit yesterday. And it was a great win over Simon because he was mentally not tuned in whatsoever. But he seems in a lot better place at the moment.
Yes.
So still 6-2 down, but like I said before, things can change rapidly at this game.
You can.
But the way Christoph's breaking, it's going to be hard to stop. We shall see the story unfold.
Ooh. Got one.
And those yellows look very nice indeed.
There we go. That's the difference in this game. If that yellow had just knuckled the middle bag, then Craig would have had what we call tap-ins.
Yep. But as we know, even at this level, there's no such thing as a tap-in.
Nope.
We've seen it on the stream time and time again. Inexplicable misses. It happens.
Tap-ins still have to be tapped in.
I think I'll just have to leave you for a few minutes, James. There's a few people want my services.
Okay, Kevin, I'll see you later. Busy man.
30 seconds. Yellow ball to the plate.
Like a game of chess now. Christoph's just plotting his next move. Looking for the easiest route to clear these balls. This is the difference, you see. Faced with this situation, I'd have played this shot to the middle bag by now. That's why I've got a microphone in my hand, he's got a cue in his hand.
30 seconds.
Okay, so he's looking to play this yellow into the corner and play the black into the left middle, by the looks of things. Didn't fancy playing that yellow to the middle bag with top to leave himself a relatively straight yellow to the corner bag and screw back up to the middle for the black into the corner. He weighed up all the options and decided that was the best one. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Couldn't place the white better. Not hampered by the red, so he can get his hand on the side of the table, cue nice and smoothly through this white. And there you go, black disappears into his favourite middle bag. He's going to want to take that pocket home with him, I think. And the score now goes to 7 frames to 2. Frame 10, Craig to break. Now loves refereeing these finals. All he does is rack the balls and call 30 seconds. He doesn't have to give any decisions. Doesn't have to check for any total snookers or there's been no scrappy games. It's been a very open match. And whilst Christoph has played fantastic pool, there's been nothing between the guys. Craig's made no mistakes. He's made dry breaks, but then he's been unlucky, and Christoph's the only one who's missed a ball. There we go, Craig. And they've got the banners out in Wales. He's potted the ball off the break. Wow, but left himself nothing. Typical. I think he cheered too soon then. Containing shot now from Craig. Just flick off the yellow, put the white on the cushion. Leave it up to Christoph. So it's an open table as called by Mel. That's the first call he's had to make all day. And now Christoph can go for yellows or reds, because even though Craig potted one of each off the break, it's not in other sets of rules he would have nominated a colour to go for, and that would have been his colour, having potted both. Now Christoph has an open table.
Seconds.
I think there may well be more of the same here. Christoph may push this yellow further up the table and put the white back where it is now. As there doesn't seem to be an easy pot on. Just trying to play a containing game. It's really the first person to make a mistake here. Leaves the other person with a chance to get a colour. Always just put it to the side cushion.
Open table.
He's left Craig a chance at these reds. Interesting. Craig clears these reds up now, and could well be a turning point in this match, because Christoph will be kicking himself for that. So here we go. First shot's key. That's unbelievable queuing. That is a great shot. To develop that red from that, playing that pot with so much topspin and that pace into the middle bag. It's brilliant. Privileged to commentate on that one. Now it's just a case of getting on that side rail red. He's going to screw across the table, try and leave himself this one. There we go, look at that. Perfect queuing, again. If you can pop this one and stop the red, stop the white just short of that red, and then he's got the other one across the table into the middle. Oh, he's got a bit of white plus the white. So he's going to have to play this differently now. I think what he'll probably do is play the red into the middle and use the yellow on the side rail as a cannon to stop the white. If he can do that, it'll leave him perfect on this red down the bottom of the table. Drop in, drop the one in the middle bag, and then the black in the top corner. This is a key shot. This would be very good if he does this. Which he's done it. Whoa. He had to play it that hard. As you can see, the red only just dropped in the middle bag. This is the tough one, because it's got quite an angle on this one. Probably play the middle bag first. There we go. Great shot. Really wanted to play that one last if he could, but no. Forced into playing this one, so one good shot now from Craig. Just looking at playing this black into the top left. Perfect. Very good shot. Now, just watch Craig's head and his cueing arm, see how still he keeps over the shot. Perfect. Here we go.
Frame.
Just a wonder how you feel. You're 7-3 down, you haven't missed a ball. Literally have not missed a ball.
Frame, Christophe Lambert to break, leading 7 frames to 3. Time running.
Okay, once again, Christophe pots off the break. Something he's not failed to do all final.
Seconds.
So Christophe's used his first minute up just to work out which colour he wants to go with. He's probably likely to go with yellows here. Play this yellow around the back of this red. Time's running out. He's probably only got 15 seconds or so. It's foul. Time foul. There you go. So, with that being a time foul, control of the table goes over to Craig, and he can take the white ball in hand. So, yeah, Christophe didn't really hear. Welcome to the table, into the commentary room, Lee Anderson, IPA professional. Yeah, not very often you see a time foul, but there you go. Christophe is so focused and in the zone.
30 seconds.
There we go. Craig's played a very intelligent shot there. Freed this red at the bottom of the table.
Be a little bit of a turning point in this match, that. And if Craig goes on to finish these, which he should do, I think he's just gonna have to play one cannon on the black. If that cannon goes right, I think he needs to get.
Red ball's in play.
He's either got to leave that ball at the top end of the table till last. Or yeah, looks like it's gonna be his last ball, I think, or depends how this next shot
This
goes.
is the counter shot now.
Yeah. So he just wants to hit this black full in the face and bounce it out past the red.
Yep.
He wants to bounce it out far enough so it's not blocked by the yellow, so he can get to it comfortably.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's okay. So now it looks like the red at the top end of the table is going to have to be his last ball. So he wants to finish, just run this through, maybe about 3 or 4 inches. So he's got a comfortable angle then to get back up the table. He's just pointing his cue where he wants it.
Yep. Cannot leave this straight.
So he's got the angle now. I think he would have liked a little bit more. He's got an angle, but it's not a natural angle, I don't think. So he's going to have to stun it up. He'd like to run it up and run it into the line of the red, because then if you're running into the lines of balls, you can afford to overdo it slightly. But he's stunning across the line here, so he's played it well. He's played it well enough. I mean, it could have gone wrong, but so now this is an important shot.
Yeah,
I imagine he'll leave this short. He won't want to overdo it.
No. Stun it round the back of his nose here. Up the side cushion. There we go. Bottom right.
Yeah,
just like
left
that.
it short.
That's fine.
Always going to give himself a shot at this.
And the beauty in these rules as well is you can play this. I know it's a blind pocket, but you can play this and not worry about the white running into the yellow and knocking the yellow in. Not that he was ever going to play it that way, but just for those who are not familiar with the rules, he could have potted that black, and if the white had hit the yellow into the other corner, it would not have been a foul. He would still have won the frame.
So I can see Christoph's face now, and he's sat with his friends, and he's a little bit animated now. He's not really one of them that does a lot of talking, but now he seems a little bit riled about what's just happened there. Whether he's not heard the referee call 30 seconds, or he's just had a momentary lapse in concentration, but he's still having a discussion now. All three of them sat there discussing what's happened.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching closely, and he was so focused on what he was trying to do. Really, really concentrating hard on what he was trying to do. And it's like London buses. You don't see any forever, and all of a sudden you pot half a dozen balls off break. No, it's a great break there from Craig.
He's got a good chance here.
Yep.
He's got a couple of tricky balls. He's got one that needs a decent positional shot, and he's got one that's stuck in between two reds. I think the yellow that's stuck in between the two reds will double. So ideally now he'd like to come straight up the table with this bottom yellow, but I don't think there's enough room. I think the yellow below the black is not affording in that position, so he's going to have to go about it differently. So he's got a slight angle on this. He can power stun this up. He wants to be somewhere near the head string on the left hand side below the red. I might be too straight to get there, so what he's looking at doing is leaving the angle where he can pop the yellow below the black and then screw directly up the table.
That's right.
So it looks like he's got that angle now. So this is another one of them shots where you're coming into the angle of the next ball, and you haven't got a lot of room for error. You can't come into the line of the shot on this when he's going across the line. So this takes good judgment, because he's only got a few inches to land comfortable on the yellow.
Yep.
So this is a key shot.
May have overdone this.
I mean. He's all right, but he's overdone it slightly, and that was the problem with that shot. It's not a bad shot,
No.
because it's tough to control that type of shot, because you've got to land on a sixpence, as it were.
Yes.
He's still on it, but he's just got a little bit more work to do now.
Yeah. Just screw back now on this one. Mind that middle bag. Yeah, he's fine. He's fine.
So he's played a decent shot there. Nicely played. So he's back in prime position now. So he's just looking for that angle where he can pop this yellow and screw back and be comfortable on the black. So he knows exactly where he needs to be, and he should be on this comfortably now. He's overdone it. That's a poor shot. That's a poor shot. He's not happy. He might have to treble this now. He might have to play the treble. He might have to treble this for me. If he goes for the double, he's going to be hard pushed, I think, he might be able to get the white out of the way. You might see this. Yeah, that was the problem. He had to treble it for me. because you couldn't get the white out of the way in time, James.
No.
He left such an angle where the yellow was so close to the cushion that
Yes.
it was instantly going to come off the cushion and hit the white.
Exactly,
But
yeah.
if he plays the treble and hits the yellow thinner, the white's going to come out of the way.
Exactly.
You know, it's going to come out of the way of the yellow quicker, which is going to give him half a chance. So I think that was a little bit of a poor shot selection there. He seemed to play it a little bit quick as well. He should have studied it a little bit more, because
Yes.
that sort of shot's well within Craig's capabilities.
Oh, definitely.
He's got all the shots Craig's, so he just needed to take a bit of time over that. So Christoph has gone big favourite in this match now.
Yes. This is it's frame 12. If he wins this, he's looking at breaking the next one for the match.
That's not the best.
No.
That's not the best. I mean, it shouldn't be an issue, but
Just quit on it, didn't he?
yeah, he's
Didn't get the cue through.
the natural angle's coming down towards his bottom pocket now, so it just requires a little bit of care and attention, this shot.
Yeah, perhaps hit it a little bit thin, hit it the left knuckle to drop, and then narrows the white
He's
out.
taking the long one, that's why. He wanted to take the one in the middle, but he's had to take this one now to keep position.
Which he's done perfectly.
Yeah.
I think Craig knows now. This is
Yeah. He just wants to avoid hitting this second red, just screw past it. Like that. That's a shot.
Way back 6 inches and got an easy black into the corner now. There we go.
Frame.
That's a massive frame, that.
It is. It is.
Craig will be kicking himself for that. He knows he's sat there. He's not really got an expression on his face, but he knows that he's let him off the up there. Now Mel's gone over to have a word with Christoph. He's obviously explaining the decision of what happened.
I mean, I was watching and I could see Christoph was very, very focused on what he was doing, and Mel did leave it a long, long time. So it was the minute, and he called 30 seconds.
Was it the shot after the break?
Yes, he had
So
the
he
90 seconds.
had 90 seconds to play his shot.
He did.
So
It was a tricky one.
there's no excuses.
No, there's not. But he was in two minds for a long, long time. And
Yeah.
one of the previous frames, before he came to the commentary box, the one ball Christoph has missed in his final was a very fine cut to the
It
middle
was a
bag.
red, yeah, seeing the red to the
Yeah.
middle pocket.
And he was, with about 10 seconds to go, he was still deciding which ball to play, and he got down and played it quickly, and that was just because he's, some would say, overthinking, perhaps. I mean, there's a reason why you've got the shot clock to keep play flowing, but I think perhaps just a little bit too careful, putting belt and braces on the final and just really
Christoph Lambert to break.
overdoing it. But
Yeah, I mean, Christoph is a very deliberate player. I mean, he's one of the most deliberate players we've got on the tour. I mean, each to their own, everybody's different and everybody's got their own style of play. So, you know, and Christoph's is a very deliberate and methodical way of playing the game, and it works excellent for him. You know.
yes, and that, I believe, is his first dry break.
All right.
Because if you notice that white ball went across the front ball then. Christoph's breaks up to now, he's been in that so hard into the front ball of the pack, and the white's been under perfect control. But he's hit that one, he's just hit across it slightly, his right arm went, and the white ball slid off the front ball onto the right cushion, and so lost a lot of power on that break. And as a result, he didn't pop one. So.
But it's a little bit of a messy layout. There's a couple of cannons that are required to open it up.
Red ball's in play.
I don't think that's the best shot, because he doesn't really have to play a cannon on this ball at the bottom. It's worked out well though. He's played it well. So now I'm not sure. I think the red at the top end of the table, that red does go. So, I mean, ideally, what he'd like to do now is screw off the side cushion and get into the middle of the top cushion, so he can play the red along the cushion. That's the shot for me.
I think so. But he's played differently.
Because if he plays that way, then he could have the red next to the yellow at the top end of the table.
Yes.
He could have played that one and then come down and canned the red out and left himself automatically on the other red in the middle of the table. So he's got a land and he's played the double. It's a good shot. I think that's a good shot.
There you go.
So there we go. We've all got our own way of playing the game, and you know, there's no right way or wrong way really in the sense of, you know, the top players, and they all see things different. If we all played it the same way, it'd be boring, wouldn't it? But
yeah, it would.
so he's took him out his own way, and it works well for him. So
yes,
he's I mean, with that mistake there in the last frame, you know, he could be looking at 7-6 now.
Yeah, that's right. It's a great shot.
And it's, you know, it's in fine margins there. He's played a poor positional shot in that last frame, and then just rushed it slightly.
Yep, there we go.
It could have been 7-6 now and all to play for. But he's still in with a shout.
That's right.
He's still in with a shout, but
He's got the break now.
Sometimes it can work against you when you're one frame away from defeat. Sometimes it can heap the pressure on, and
Yes.
you just end up falling to pieces, and especially when you're on the clock and you're playing on the TV table. But sometimes when you are that far behind, you've got to win 4 or 5 frames on the bounce. You know, you can just go the other way and just everything just seems to work for you, and you get back in it. I mean, I had a game against Ronan in semis at the last tour, and the balls opened for me, and I ran 4 frames on the trot and ended up winning 7-6 from 6-3 down. So, you know, anything's possible.
That's right.
You just got to just keep playing the game and not disregard what the score is, but you need to be making balls. So Christoph's going to be looking at, I would say yellows.
Yes.
And I think the yellow that he's closest to goes by into the top left pocket.
It does.
So that might be his first ball. He could actually, well,
Play the one in the corner around the back of the red.
Yeah.
That opens everything.
yeah, possibly.
White's natural angle to run round.
I didn't notice that the red was that far off the cushion.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a interesting you saying about you throw caution to the wind and it frees your arm up sometimes. And yesterday I played against Sean Stebbins, and a Welsh wizard, just turned 17. He pots what he sees, and I was 5-0 down in just barely 10 minutes and raced to 6. And I was quite impressed with myself. I gave myself a talking to and I listened for the second time this week. And I rarely do that. And I rattled the black in the decider. So I got it back. But, yeah, it was a good game. Good game.
But you've got to learn from that, James.
Oh, yeah.
And you will learn from that.
Yeah. Wake up.
So he's played the shot that I suggested. He's got rid of that yellow. So now I think he's going to play the shot that James suggested. Come round the back of this red, and he'll land on 2 or 3 balls here. He just wants to be like I think he's screwing. Yeah, he's screwing it out. So he's got to avoid a couple of reds here.
There we go. Oh. Oh.
He's just about made it.
Yeah. He's not overly enamoured with himself.
I'm not sure if you can see the yellow into the right middle.
No.
You might just be able to see it, but the white's running loose a bit.
It is.
And if he plays the one into the left middle, then also the white's running loose, coming into the yellow on the bottom cushion. So
30 seconds.
this is a big shot. I mean, the big shot I think would be to take the yellow to the bottom pocket. Take the yellow on the left to the bottom pocket. If you can avoid the yellow,
That's what he's playing.
he is playing it. Yeah, this is the correct shot because you keep position, and if you do rattle it like that, you cover the bag. But he hasn't covered the bag.
Not. There's a gap there.
So this is what Craig needed. He needed opportunities. I mean, it's not an easy opportunity. I think he might have to take the plant first. He's looking at the yellow, the red that he's closest to. I think the plant's a shot for me.
It is. Yeah. Yes. It's not a tough plan. It's going to leave him naturally. He hasn't got anything with the white.
Yeah.
He's going to leave him naturally on the other.
30
He's
seconds.
playing that now. Good goalie.
Oh wow. It's a poor shot that from Craig.
It is.
Going through the mill now, Craig at the moment, shaking his head. So Christoph's. I mean, Christoph could take the ball by the horns here and play the plant. I think he's got just enough angle to screw into this yellow on the side cushion. It's just enough. The problem with that is he could lose the yellow that he's planting. He don't really. If you don't catch it right, it could fizz away and tie up. Well, he could just drop it in and see what angle he's left with after. And that's what he's done.
Yes.
So he's.
It's where the black goes as well. I mean,
Yeah.
the black's not clear to either bottom
No.
corner, I don't think.
No.
He's got to leave the white this end. At
I
the end
mean,
of everything.
he could play the yellow to the middle pocket now, which he's going to. I think he's going to play a double. I'll run it.
Just run this in
Yeah,
gently.
he can run this through.
There we go. And you play the double, and it'll be perfect on this bottom ball now.
Yeah, but it's like you say, he needs to.
Get
He needs
high
to.
on that last
He needs to get. Yeah, he needs to get off that yellow. There's the yellow that is in the middle of the table is going to be his last ball.
Yes. He needs to be high on that.
Yeah. So he can get back down onto the bottom cushion to most probably play it in the bottom left pocket.
Yes. Bottom right, yeah.
Middle left pocket. Ooh, wide. So another chance. And I think Craig has got to play the double now. I think he's got to play a double first shot.
He has. This is important. He's got to play at the right pace and right line. So it's
But I think it's gonna leave him on his only half tricky ball on the left hand side if he softly screws this up into the yellow.
Yep. Got it. Well played. Oh, he's left the perfect plan.
Oh, he's left the plant.
Yep. Okay.
So now you'll see him take the red into the top right corner, and then he'll screw back for this red on the left hand cushion. And he'll take the two away at the top end of the table.
That's the way to
And then
play.
that'll leave him the plant and the black to finish.
Yeah.
I mean, the only issue now is the black only goes in a couple of pockets at the bottom end, but that's really no issue at all.
That's right. So if this goes to 8-6, and then Craig gets a decent break. After this, be 8-6, so it'd be frame 15th would be Christoph's break. But if Christoph struggles again, because he's had a couple of bad breaks recently, then before you know it, Craig will be breaking to get it level, which we didn't think we'd see 4 or 5 frames ago. So, yes, perfect.
I just want it to be a little bit straighter on that. It's not bad. He's just run this on.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
come out,
sure.
so we can play around. Yes.
Yeah, he's just run this on and off the cushion now, play the black in the same pocket.
Mm-hmm.
He's alright, he can just cue, he can just get through to this. I thought he was queuing over the yellow for a second, but he's alright.
And there we go.
Frame.
8 frames to 7.
So
6.
Fifteenth frame. Christoph Lambert to break, leading 8 frames to 6. Time running.
We'd update the scores a little bit early there.
So this is an important break for Christoph. So he gets on with this break. Good connection needed. He's hit him a bit better, but he's still not hit him clean.
Nope.
Open table.
So Craig has got another chance, and they all go. He'll be
Yes.
taking reds here.
Oh yeah, every day.
So this is one of them finishes where you just need every shot needs care and attention.
Mm-hmm.
It's not where you're only working in one half of the table. So he's playing a cannon first shot. See, I don't like that.
Red ball's in play.
No, I disagree with it. I'm sorry, Craig, I disagree with that. But I don't understand why, if every single ball goes, and every single ball has got his own pocket that it goes in, why do you have to play a cannon? There's no need. You know, Craig's one of the top players, and he knows that he's got the positional side of the game to be able to get on them balls. Do you know what I mean? He's tried to open the game up for himself to make it a bit easier. I can understand what his thinking is, but every single ball went before he played that shot, and now they don't.
Not played that well.
No.
He's kicking himself now. But I mean, he's looking at playing a cannon again now. Off this red. I mean, is this really?
This cannon needs to go right, else he's going to be snookered.
A great pot. But
I don't think he can get through to this red on the right hand side. I think he can't hit enough of it, so I mean he's got to look for a decent safety shot now. You don't
30
find a
seconds.
spot that's going to put Christoph in as much bother as he can. This is the problem with the shot clock. You know, to find that hiding spot on a pool table is hard. You know, it's not like snooker where you can just naturally play off the side of the bunch and go up and hide on the top cushion.
Yellow ball's in play.
You know, it's a different prospect on a pool table because there's little areas that you've got to find that are safety spots,
Yes.
and they were dotted all over the table, and you've got to find them and figure it out. So
Christoph could put him in a lot of trouble here.
exactly, yeah.
These two yellows together, if he just
Yeah,
pushes one,
if he can nestle on the,
yeah, he'd be right behind the black there.
yeah,
Just flick that left one, nestle into the other one, bring it 2 or 3 inches off the side cushion, and he's got Craig in a world of pain.
30 seconds.
And then Christoph will be looking at this yellow on the right, flicking into the middle of the red. He's got open, blocking. There's loads of options here, but yeah, that's the shot. So he's just developed his ball and left Craig in trouble.
I think Craig can just see the edge of this red.
Do
So
you see enough to plant it? Do you think?
I don't think he can see enough to plant it, but I think if he flicks off it and gets them together, he can get in behind it.
Yes.
Like that. And he's left the window.
Open there.
He's left the window to the top pocket. I don't think this yellow goes in the middle, but the yellow through the gap will go past the other yellow to the top left corner. And if it does go, you could see him take the aggressive option and play a cannon into the red and try and disturb the little cluster that's together there in the middle of the table.
As they say in France.
30 seconds.
Bon nuit.
So he's got to make his decision quick. You know, it's a big shot now, it's 8-6. He knows that another mistake and it could be 8-7 and it's Craig's break, so
Yes.
there's a bit of pressure on him. You know, it's not a gimme.
Stopping the rock, really.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big shot. That is a big shot. He's tucked the ball up.
Yeah, so he was always going into that, and I think if he knew he was going into it, why not hit it harder and bring
Yes.
him out?
Yes.
Because, you know, he's got a yellow, he's got a red in the middle of that little cluster of 3 there together that's tied up, and it's not the easiest layout for Craig. So I think he's just going to play safe now. I think
30 seconds.
he's just trying to tighten up a bit. He don't want to give Craig any.
Not touching. So that yellow at the top of the table is not touching, so he can just run up to it. Doesn't have to do the cushion after. The cushion anyway.
He's played a terrible shot. It's awful.
Not developed his ball.
No.
Just put it tight.
He's put it on the side cushion and he's left Craig a shot at this.
Yeah.
And I think if that red on the side cushion was a little bit further away, he could have played the Callan off the side rail.
Yeah.
But I think the red's just in the way, so he's
Playing the narrow one.
playing.
Into
He is,
into the
he's
three.
going into it now. It's a big shot. This.
It is.
There's no one near.
He's got lucky there. He's got lucky. Because he's not developed everything for Christoph.
Craig's got his balls out now. So Christoph's in with a chance of a clearance, but it's far from easy.
30 seconds.
I think he's playing another safety here.
Yes. Could have been better.
Yeah, he could have got a tight in there, right in the joint of the 2, and made it a bit more tricky. I think Craig can just come off the side cushion past the black. Oh, he's looking at the kick in the middle. I don't fancy this. It's a wrong shot for me.
Too ambitious. That's a ball that's difficult for Christoph.
Yeah,
You give Christoph that ball into the middle bag, you can run on and
yeah,
play the one on the side rail.
yeah. I mean, he might not have the angle to get past the black, but I think that's what I'd be playing. Even if he's got to play with 2 cushions and just kick it from behind.
Yes.
30 seconds.
He's but this is what happens when you've not got. Yeah. I mean, it's a bold effort. Well,
Got fortunate again. He's clutching at straws here, Craig. He's not playing. He's playing very, very ambitious shots. The shots you play when you're on top form. I know he's got to a final and he's been on good form to get here, but now's the time when you're facing facing potential defeat, you need to.
You've got to play the percentage shots, haven't you?
Yeah.
You know, I know the top players that, you know, they're not
30
afraid of
seconds.
going for these shots because they do get them. You know, they practice them as well. You don't, you know, when you're in the club, and that's what sets them apart from a lot of the other players. They've got all these shots in their locker, but in a match situation, when he's played another bad shot there.
Again. Does that red pass the yellow to the top corner?
No. So there's. I think the red will go to the bottom left corner if he can get near the middle pocket with the white.
Played a great shot. Played a great shot there.
So he's going to play a cannon now. He's going to play a cannon into the red and the yellow. And then depending on how that cannon goes will depend on what he does from there.
Black to middle off the yellow, right?
I think, yeah. I think you'd want the yellow a little bit higher.
Yes.
But it'll go clean, and it goes in the bottom.
Perfect. That's
So he just needs he needs to leave this red straight now to the middle pocket.
Yes.
If he can leave the red straight to the middle pocket, he can just screw back to the side cushion and play the black in the bottom right corner.
definitely.
It just depends on what angle he's got on this ball. I mean, whatever you do, don't leave this short.
No, you can't.
Don't leave it low on the red, which means you're heading up the table. You know, if you're not going to land on it high, so you can at least come down the table. Don't.
Okay.
He's just got there. He's just got there. He's
Difficult queuing, but he's
Yeah.
got there. You said.
Yeah.
He can get there.
So he just wants to screw this back now to the cushion. It's a little bit tricky because it's awkward queuing. I prefer to punch this in and sort of like half stun it, screw it back. Oh, Craig, what are you doing? Craig. That was one of them shots where you had to just aim low and punch it in hard.
No, is he going to get this double? Flick off the yellow into the middle. I know. You have to get the white out of the way.
I think the white's not an issue.
It's just trusting to luck again.
30 seconds.
Need to decide quickly. Don't want another time foul. There we go. Great shot.
That's an awesome shot.
Yes.
And that's what
happens when you...
that's the difference.
Yeah.
That is the difference. You know, it's a poor shot for him to be there. He knows it. He knows what he should have been doing. And he's lucky. Well, he's not lucky to get away with it. He's played a great shot, but he shouldn't have been in that position to start with. He knows that.
Yeah. Well, he played his last red a little bit too quickly then.
He
He was
did,
bridging
yeah,
over.
Yeah, he did.
And
But it was
he
like
could
I
have
said,
overhit it.
Yeah.
He was screwing
Well,
down the line.
that's what I mean, yeah.
He could have brought it off the side cushion. He was going to come
Because
towards
he
the black.
because he was bridging over the yellows.
Yeah.
You know, he couldn't cue at the bottom of the bottom of the white properly.
right.
So in that situation, for me, I'm just stunning it just below centre, but hitting it hard.
Yes.
And just punching it back.
So it comes back, yeah.
So
you're
you
not
don't
playing
you can seem to control it, but he seems to have just sort of not really got hold of it and I don't think he's decelerated, but he's just not.
He's almost like punch-stunned it with the right power for
think
screwing it.
Yeah, he's trying to cue it in rather than just give himself a shot on it, but it don't matter now.
That's right.
He's got it back to 8-7.
Yeah, 16th frame. Now, Christoph's had 2 dry breaks the last 2 times, so if Craig's to break and dish now, we're looking at 8-8 on Christoph's break. So, big frame this week for Craig, obviously.
Yeah, Craig's just come back from a little toilet break there, so he's come back into the arena there. It's Craig to break.
16th frame, Craig Marsh to break, trailing 8 frames to 7.
Here we go.
So how much does Craig want a ball here now? A lot.
He's not got one. No. Ooh,
But
it
he's
is
had a little bit of
jammed.
fun.
He's jammed the white against that red.
Well, I'm looking at the table myself, and I can't really see a shot that he's got. He's got. I think the only shot he's got is the red below the black cuts into this bottom left corner pocket. That's the only shot he's got on.
Well, the only other shot he's got is a containing shot, which would run the white into these two yellows together.
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to want to
No.
try.
30 seconds.
If it's me, James, and if I'm going to lose this frame, I want to go out losing it, trying to win it, not
Yes.
not trying to defend.
Well,
So
definitely.
we could be containing it, just sticking the red on the yellows. Tough shot that for me.
On the table.
8-7.
Now we're looking good on reds.
I think the shot might be play the yellow onto the red here. But just got to be wary. Can he get through? I
Yeah.
can get through the gap. That's all right. So now he's off and running.
Red balls in play.
And for someone of Craig's calibre player that he is, this is a basic run out for him. He just needs to be wary of. I think he wants to get high on this red so he can. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
that's
shot.
the shot, definitely.
And it
Two cushions and run at the
leaves
table.
leaves him a better way of getting out of that corner there.
Definitely.
So he can play it off two cushions now, run up towards like the blue spot area, and leave himself on 3 balls. And depending where he lands from there, will determine the order he takes them
He's got
4
one
out.
cushion. Going to run straight up.
Oh, he's played it with side. Same outcome.
Yep.
So he's on all 3 balls there. So I think you might see him play the one in the middle now, and then the one in the top left pocket, which will leave him the one into the middle pocket. I think that's the way to go.
Yep.
Nope, he's leaving that.
Interesting.
Right, yeah, that's a poor shot, that. It's a bad shot. He's got too much angle now.
What's going to come in too wide off this one?
He might have to screw this twice, 3 times across the table.
Got a feeling he might well be able
Needs
to
to get
almost
hold of
pinch
this.
this.
Needs to miss this red on the left-hand side cushion.
I'm just going to drag off of this one. There we go. He's played it very nicely. Red in the
Yeah,
middle.
he's played that well. So he wants to land straight on the cushion now.
Yep.
And he wants to be as straight as possible. It's not often you want to be straight on balls, but this is one of them occasions where you want to land nice and tight and behind this.
That's it.
Not right in behind it, because you want to be able to cue the ball.
Yep. And screw half the end of the table and it's got the black in the corner.
Yeah.
That
So that's
is
perfect.
perfect. If you pop this and the white will just bump off the side cushion and come out
It's
a
a
few
little
inches.
bit of a stretch for Craig. I mean, he's not the tallest of guys, and he's far from slender, but you can get to it from there, yeah, that's no problem.
Very good. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. To get this back to 8 all, it's been
Yeah, it's been a good performance. I mean, the only real mistake he's made was that double.
so.
Was that double? But,
Yes.
Before, if he'd got that shot right, he could be the winner by now. But it's 8 each.
All to play for now.
Yeah.
Christoph's break. This is the,
Well, even though it's Christoph's break,
It's not worked for him recently.
Yeah, it's not worked the last couple of times. And even though it's, it's 8-all and it's Christoph's break, I sort of feel like Craig's going to win.
Yeah. It's
But,
it's a toughie.
It's a one-frame shootout now
Yes.
for the title.
The form Christoph brought into this game, the first 5-6 frames, then you'd be fearing for Craig. But the last 5-6 frames, you're fearing for Christoph now. He was breaking and dishing for fun. He was 4-1 up without even breaking a sweat. And Craig had no misses.
So is it then better?
Yep, but
He's
he's
just
run
had
dry.
one that's lipped round the middle pocket.
That is
Open title.
heartbreaking. And
Craig's going to be taking these yellows on here.
definitely.
The yellow at the bottom goes past the red. So I think that'll be his last ball, and then he'll be playing the black into the middle pocket, which he's looking at now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what Craig's looking at now. If the black does go past the red,
Which it does.
which it does, but it's tight.
Dead weight,
You'd
it's
want
a
to be
dead weight.
behind it. You'd want to be behind that shot, which he can be off the yellow in the middle pocket there. So he can play it either way. He can either play the yellow over the middle as his last ball, or the yellow by the red at the bottom end as his last ball.
Think he
One of
may
them
have
two will be his last ball.
May have to play yellow over the middle of his next ball because I think he's just obscured his view of the two yellows to the right of the white. So he may have to just drop this one in the middle bag and then play the middle
30 seconds.
yellow near the blue spot. Oh. Overhit that one.
That's not bad. I mean, he's overrun it slightly, but
It's got options.
yeah.
Not the textbook way of finishing off, going up and down the table, but
No, but
you play the balls they're on.
I mean, he doesn't have to do anything with this. All he's got to do is concentrate on potting the yellow. He's automatically going to be on his next ball.
Yep, there you go. Middle bag.
So now,
If he plays his yellow in the middle bag and leaves the white, stops the white dead.
yeah, he can just run off the top cushion then.
There you go.
So he just wants to land straight on this yellow to
Yep.
the middle left pocket. He doesn't. It's pivotal that he gets his shot right, so he can leave it
Yep.
a straight shot on the yellow at the bottom. So just make sure you land straight on this one.
Played it well. He's played that very well.
Yeah, he's just got enough. He can just roll this in now. He's going to leave this straight to the bottom pocket, and it's all about dropping that black into the middle pocket.
Yes.
And you've got to trust the table, because you can't play it with pace.
No.
So he's looking. It does go past the red, but it only just goes, and I'm playing off it from there. I don't fancy this. He's going to go.
He's gonna bump it.
He's going to go behind it.
He's going to go behind us and bump it.
You think he's going to play it out?
Yeah, I think so. He's just looking to hit it full, and all he's got to do is move it 6 inches away, and he's got the middle bag. This is a shot that Craig plays very regularly. You would just use a tracer right, and you'll screw across and pop it. It's a favourite of his,
No.
and he's not played
He's
it.
butchered
very
it.
well.
See again that for me, all right, it's a tough shot into the middle pocket. I'm not saying that it wasn't a tough shot. It's only a small little window that the black goes in, but it goes,
Yes.
and it's better than the shot he's got now.
Yes. looking to double this in the top corners.
Yeah, he's only needs to get this over the pocket to put the pressure on, at least.
But he'll
Can't
be in
afford to hit
serious
this hard. Yeah, too hard.
He wasn't going though. That was going to knuckle.
Yeah, well, I don't think it was going in. No, I don't think so.
That was definitely going to hit the top cushion knuckle there. So
Fancy Christoph. Yeah.
30 seconds.
right, so Christoph's now just planning his way through this.
I think he tried to get on the plant there. If he gets on the if he gets on the plant there, everything becomes a little bit easier.
Yeah, but he'll get it on and off this next. We play the yellow into the left corner now.
Or the red.
Red. Yeah, it was tomatoes, bananas, whatever. It's a long daily. Yes.
So there's no obstacles now for Christoph. It's just all about keeping your composure.
Yes.
He's speeded up now. Mel's not called 30 seconds at any point since he started this,
Which is
good. Yeah, which is good to see, really. That sort of tells you that he's he's confident about what he's doing, and to be confident in a situation like this is half the battle. You know, because some players can be tense and be a little bit cautious, but he's playing at a good pace.
He is. He is a little bit short, bless him. So this is a bit more difficult, but
So he's got this red to the middle pocket now, and this is, I think this is the only shot that could go wrong.
yes. He doesn't have to do anything with the
It's a
white.
little- you know,
Just run it in. He's got the red in the corner. Then
I think if this is it for me. If this shot goes in, it's about the only thing that can go wrong in this.
that's him.
He's just like to jump about a bit, doesn't he? Hey. It's just the way he plays the game.
I'm going to make no comparison to pond reptiles and amphibious creatures, but he does like to jump around a lot on his shots. This is a key shot. This is what
30
you
seconds.
practice all those hours for. Let's just see how well he stays down over the shot, and the rhythm and
Look
the
at his
tempo.
head shaking, look. Look at his head. Oh, wow. Wow.
He was round the table as he hit it. That's unbelievable.
That's the pressure.
What's that on
That's the
replay?
pressure. There's a little bit of a joke going around the arena.
Yeah.
I don't know what was said, but
He's just jumped.
someone in the crowd has said something, and he just needs to compose himself here.
He's wearing his shoes out.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of them shots where you should just plop it in with a little bit of side
Yeah.
and just run it off the side cushion for the middle pocket.
Which he's done
And it's just done nicely.
perfectly. One deep breath from Monsieur Lambert. There it goes. Fantastic final there. Craig threw in the towel a little bit too late, but
Christoph Lambert wins by 9 frames to 8.
what a final. So, next match on the streaming table here is the amateur final at 3 o'clock.
Round of applause for both players for an absolutely fantastic final. unfortunately there has to be a runner-up. He's had a lot of success this season, but today's runner-up, Craig Marsh. And the winner, all the way from France, he's been a star player for the last 2 years, it's Christophe Lambert.
Interview, a few words. Craig, fantastic fight back, just not quite at the end. Couple of inches.
Poor shot on our last one. I didn't think till afterwards. I should have just screwed into it and knocked it off the rail rather than try and be too cute and sort of put it over the hole. But yeah, I'd rather lost 9-2 to be honest. But
Great comeback. So, what do you think was a turning point in that final where you thought you could win the match?
Balls on a break. I just managed to get a few balls on a break at the start. I couldn't get anything on a break. I had no rhythm. I was just leaving him on the horse through all the time, and he just kept mopping him up. But I've had a good season. I can't grumble really. Do you know what I mean? But I'd rather lost 9-2 than 9-8 like that, especially when I had a chance in the last round.
Yeah, I mean it's all about fractions this game, isn't it? And an inch, and you probably would have had a black into the centre.
The amount of times I've heard that. yeah, it would have.
Like you say, it's been a great season for you personally on the tour.
Yeah, I played really well all year, to be fair. Well, ropey matches, but all in all, I've enjoyed it. It's been good.
So looking forward to next season.
Yes.
Big plans, big ambitions.
Yes. Number one, I thought I could have grabbed it at this event, but I don't think I could anyway. But yeah, try and get that number one spot off guys, I think is the main aim.
Okay, well it's great to see you in another final again, Craig, and thanks for supporting the IPA to the last few years and continued success for next year and onwards.
Cheers, thanks.
Thanks a lot, Craig Marsh.
No.
Donc bonjour à tous. Donc Christophe, une finale avec un très très bon commencement, car que des sèches quasiment, et ensuite donc.
Alors oui, j'ai fait un bon départ par rapport à la dernière finale que j'ai fait contre Greg, où j'avais loupé des choses assez faciles. Donc j'ai essayé de me concentrer dès le départ, parce que je sais que lui, s'il monte au score très rapidement, derrière il va s'amuser avec moi, il va me faire sauter sur ses jambes. Non. Donc j'ai eu la chance d'avoir des belles entames. C'est vrai que j'ai rentré souvent la casse, ce qui m'a permis de voir du jeu. J'ai vu des jeux, j'ai pas mal joué non plus, je me suis vachement accroché sur les premières parties. Mais je sais que c'est quelqu'un de très solide et qu'il lâche jamais rien. Donc à un moment, j'ai commencé à plus me souvenir du score. C'est pour ça que je t'ai demandé combien ça faisait, tellement j'étais dans un état un peu second, parce que je sentais que j'avais l'opportunité de gagner ce match. Mais il y a d'un côté où je me disais, je sais qu'il est tellement puissant, ce joueur, qu'il est capable à tout moment de m'inverser la vapeur, et c'est ce qui est arrivé. La vapeur s'est inversée vers la fin, je rentrais plus à la casse, pourtant hyper mené au score. Il est capable de ne pas louper des billes difficiles.
Et de te mettre une noire gigantesque.
Oui, la noire en bande, celle-ci m'a mis un petit coup de couteau, un peu dans les côtes, tu vois. Et voilà, j'ai joué vraiment avec les tripes, parce que j'étais vraiment hyper stressé, j'avais vraiment envie de bien faire, j'avais vraiment envie de gagner. C'était le dernier tournoi de la saison en IPA. Je sais qu'il y a vraiment beaucoup de monde qui me suit. Donc j'avais envie de faire plaisir à mon pays. Voilà. Et puis montrer toujours sur les terres anglaises que la France est un pays qui sait jouer au billard.
En tout cas, bravo Christophe, félicitations, une belle victoire contre un joueur vraiment agressif et très surprenant, vraiment, il est impressionnant. bravo Christophe, et merci à tous les Français qui t'ont soutenu. Et peut-être une petite dédicace.
Un grand merci déjà à toi Juju et à Claude qui est toujours à côté de moi pour me motiver et me concentrer. Une petite dédicace, oui, j'embrasse tous mes amis. Pascal, qui est le squal du Sud, je sais qu'il regarde, mon ami David Robin, que j'ai reçu un message. Enfin, il y a tellement de gens, mais j'ai vu quelques personnes qui m'ont envoyé des messages, et bien sûr, forcément un gros bisou à Leïla.
Eh bien, merci à tous. Bye everybody.